Picture this: a dimly lit dive bar in Los Angeles. Thursday night. The kind of place where celebrities go to disappear. But Justin Bieber isn't hiding. He's listening. Intently, the 31-year-old pop star sits on a weathered barstool beer glass. In hand, beside him, Kendall Jenner leans in close, her lips nearly touching his ear. Her black crop top catching the amber light. Her voice animated with secrets only they can hear. This is the photo that broke the internet on Saturday. The rare glimpse that sent millions of fans into a frenzy. The moment that reminded us all of something we'd almost forgotten. Fame is lonelier than we think. Let's rewind the story. Back to when Justin Drew Bieber was just a kid with a dream. A YouTube sensation discovered in a small Canadian town. Remember that boy? 13 years old. Purple hoodie. Voice like an angel. Baby, 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 oh, ... Those words launched a billion-dollar empire, but they also launched something else. A lifetime of scrutiny, of judgment, of living under the world's most powerful microscope. By 15, Justin had everything. Grammy nominations, sold-out arenas, screaming fans who would do anything just to touch his hand. But success came with a price nobody talks about in the fairy tale version. The loneliness was crushing. Fast forward to 2018. Justin meets Hailey Baldwin. Not for the first time, actually. They'd known each other for years. Childhood friends who grew up in the same celebrity bubble. But this time was different. This time, Justin was broken. He'd survived years of public meltdowns, paparazzi chases, relationships that played out like soap operas on magazine covers. His mental health was in shambles. His faith was the only thing keeping him afloat. I was at rock bottom, Justin would later admit. I didn't know if I'd ever feel normal again. Hailey saw through the headlines. She saw the scared kid underneath the superstar facade. The boy who just wanted to be loved for who he was, not what he could sing. They married twice. Once in a New York courthouse. Once in front of God and their closest friends in South Carolina, to ceremonies for one simple reason. They needed to. Be sure this was real. But even fairy tale marriages have complicated friends. Enter Kendall Jenner, the runway queen. The Kardashian sister who somehow managed to stay above the family drama. The model who turned heads but kept her mouth shut. She and Hailey had been best friends for years. Bonding over shared experiences of growing up famous, having their every move dissected by strangers on the internet. At first, Justin wasn't sure about Kendall. The Jenner name carried weight. Drama, the kind of tabloid magnetism that Justin was desperately trying to escape. But something changed over time. Maybe it was watching Kendall support Hailey through the hardest moments of their marriage. Maybe it was seeing how she protected their friendship from the media circus that always followed. Or maybe it was simply recognizing a kindred spirit. Someone else who understood the weight of constant fame. The dive bar photo tells a different story than the headlines suggest. Look closer. This isn't about scandal or secret romances. This is about something much more precious. Authentic friendship in a world where Justin's every conversation gets leaked. Where his every smile gets analyzed. Where his every breath becomes content for gossip blogs. Moments like this are sacred. Kendall isn't just Hailey's friend anymore. She's become Justin's confidant. The person he can talk to when the pressure becomes unbearable. When the voices in his head get too loud. When being Justin Bieber feels more like a prison than a privilege. She gets it. A source close to the couple revealed. Kendall understands what it's like to have your whole life dissected. She and Justin have that bond now. But the internet doesn't see nuance. The internet sees a photo of a married man with another woman and immediately writes. The narrative? Comments flooded in within minutes of Justin posting the image. Where's Hailey? This looks suspicious. Marriage trouble? The assumptions were swift and merciless, because that's what we do now. We take a single moment, freeze it in time, and create entire storylines around it. We forget that celebrities are humans, with complex relationships, with friends who matter, with support systems that don't always look the way we expect them. 2. Hailey Bieber understood the assignment perfectly. Instead of feeding the rumor mill with defensive statements or cryptic Instagram stories, she did something brilliant. She liked the photo. That simple heart-shaped tap spoke volumes. It said, "This is my husband. This is my best friend. This is my life. And I'm not ashamed of any of it." The message was clear. Their marriage isn't threatened by friendship. If anything, it's strengthened by it. Because when you're married to someone as famous as Justin Bieber, you need all the support you can get. You need people who understand, people who won't judge, people who can sit in a dive bar and just listen. The photo also reveals something else: Justin's evolution as a person. The man in that bar isn't the same kid who threw tantrums on stages and got arrested for drag racing. This is someone who's learned the value of genuine connection, someone who's traded superficial celebrity friendships for real, meaningful relationships. Kendall represents that growth. She's not using him for clout or access. She's not selling stories to tabloids or posting thirst traps for attention. She's just being a friend. In Hollywood, that's revolutionary. Let's talk about the timing. This photo surfaced just as Justin has been quietly working on new music. His last album was deeply personal, raw, vulnerable. The kind of art that only comes from someone who's been through hell and found their way back. But creating that level of honesty requires a support system. It requires people who knew you before the fame and will know you after it's gone. People who can sit with you in dive bars and dive deep into conversations that matter. Kendall has become one of those people for Justin. "Music saved my life," Justin once said, "but friendship saved my soul." The relationship between Justin, Hailey, and Kendall also challenges our traditional ideas about marriage and friendship. We're so used to seeing celebrity wives as territorial, jealous, competitive with other women in their husband's orbit. But Hailey and Kendall flipped that script entirely. They've created something rare in Hollywood, a friendship that transcends jealousy. A bond that makes both of their lives richer, not more complicated. When Hailey launched her skincare brand Rhode, Kendall was there. When Kendall walked runways in Paris, Hailey cheered from the front row. When Justin needed someone to talk to, they both made sure he had options. This is what healthy relationships look like: messy, complicated, beautiful. The dive bar itself is symbolic. Think about it. Justin Bieber could have dinner at the most exclusive restaurants in LA. He could host private parties in Malibu mansions. He could fly to Dubai just because it's Tuesday. Instead, he chooses a dive bar, a place where the lighting is dim and the drinks are cheap and the conversation is real. That choice tells us everything about who Justin has become. Someone who values authenticity over optics. Someone who'd rather have a genuine conversation than a perfect Instagram moment. The fact that he shared the photo at all is significant. He could have kept that moment private, could have enjoyed the evening without documenting it for millions of followers, but he chose to share it. Maybe because he wanted the world to see this version of himself. The man who has real friends, who values connection over image, who isn't afraid to be human in public. Kendall's body language in the photo is worth analyzing too. She's leaning in, engaged, animated. This isn't a posed moment or a publicity stunt. This is someone sharing something important with someone who matters to them. Her choice to wear a simple black crop top and white jeans instead of designer everything suggests this was never meant to be a moment. It was just life happening. The most beautiful moments always are. The fan reaction to the photo reveals our own complicated relationship with celebrity. We want stars to be relatable, but not too relatable. We want them to have friends, but only the right kind of friends. We want them to share their lives with us, but only the parts that fit our narrative. Justin sharing this photo forces us to confront our own expectations. Are we ready to see celebrities as three-dimensional humans? Or do we prefer the simplified versions that fit neatly into our prejudices? The answer matters more than we think. There's also something beautiful about the generational aspect of this friendship. Justin represents the YouTube generation of stars. Kids who grew up online, who built empires from bedroom recordings and viral moments. Kendall represents something different. Legacy fame, the Kardashian machine, the reality TV royalty that redefined what it means to be famous. Their friendship bridges those worlds. It says that fame, regardless of how you achieve it, comes with similar challenges. Similar isolation. Similar need for genuine connection. As we watch Justin continue to evolve, photos like this become important markers. They show us someone who's learned to prioritize mental health over public perception. Someone who's chosen substance over surface. The dive bar photo isn't just a random moment. It's evidence of growth, of healing, of a man who's finally learned that the most important audience is the people sitting right next to you, not the millions watching from their phones. Hailey's response to the photo also deserves recognition. In a world where celebrity wives often feel pressured to perform jealousy or possessiveness, she chose confidence instead. Her simple like on the photo sent a message to everyone watching. I trust my husband. I trust my friend. I trust myself. That level of security doesn't happen overnight. It's built through years of communication, therapy, faith, and choosing each other every single day. It's the kind of marriage worth fighting. 4. The photo also captures something we rarely see in celebrity culture. Genuine listening. Look at Justin's posture, his attention. He's not checking his phone or scanning the room or performing for cameras. He's present, fully engaged in whatever Kendall is sharing with him. In our hyper-connected, constantly distracted world, that kind of attention is a gift. It's the foundation of real relationship. It's what separates surface-level connections from bonds that actually matter. What happens next in the Justin-Hailey-Kendall friendship triangle remains to be written. But this photo gives us hope. Hope that celebrities can model healthy relationships. Hope that friendship can transcend gossip and speculation. Hope that authenticity still has a place in our filtered, curated world. The dive bar moment reminds us that the best conversations happen in the most unexpected places. The deepest connections form when we stop performing and start being real. Justin Bieber sharing this photo wasn't just posting content. It was sharing truth. Raw, unfiltered, beautiful truth. And maybe that's exactly what the world needs, right? Now, so the next time you see a photo that doesn't fit your narrative, pause. Look deeper. Ask questions instead of making assumptions. Remember that behind every celebrity moment is a human being trying to navigate an impossible life. Sometimes they need a friend. Sometimes they need a dive bar. Sometimes they need someone to listen just like the rest of us. The photo might be rare, but the need for connection is universal. And that's a story worth celebrating. What do you think about Justin and Kendall's friendship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the real lives behind the headlines. Because everyone deserves to be seen. Really seen. Even superstars in dive bars, sharing secrets with friends who actually care.